She was teaching a breakout at this large 1,000 women conference, and I gave her some advice. No, listen to your husband. Right? No.
No. Anyway, so the conference consisted of 3 nights and 2 days, and I was there the whole entire time, so I'm really tired. But, God really, really spoke to me at this conference. Each and every one of us, God created us for a purpose. We all have a calling. And not many of us really pray about it or seek it. We kind of just go throughout our days, just living and coming to church and just doing, the regular things, just praying and reading the word and, sometimes not even that. And he really showed me that when you are faithful and you are obedient and you, with him, you stand the tests of time and all the trials that you go through, no matter what it is, he's gonna show you the joy. And when you're obedient, he shows you this joy that is just, you cannot even comprehend. And at this conference, I was so scared out of my boots to speak to this is a big church. Huge church, and they got all kinds of professional things going on over there, and I'm used to like our ohana, and you see all these lights and you see that clock we have in the back there? Theirs is about like 20 times bigger, and it counts down and it tells you how much time you got. And I was just like, okay, trying not to focus on that, but anyway, so I was battling spiritually, and I began to compare myself because they had some international speakers, and I'm just little old me. And I was, it's like, I can't speak like them. I can't live up to that. And God really positions, when you are walking in what he's calling you to do, and you do it in faith, and you step out of that boat, and you walk on water with him, he's gonna position people in your life, in that time that you are battling, that's really gonna lift you up. And one thing that really got to me right before I had to go and deliver my message was I got a note handed to me. It's actually kind of like a love letter from a dad. That's how I looked at it. And when I looked at it, it says, Heidi, love you, PN. And right there, I kind of knew like, oh my gosh. And I opened it up. And Pastor Nando, he likes to email people. But this time, it was a hard copy. And I began reading it, and I started to cry because he gave me his translation of what Be Beautiful means, which is our women's ministry of being beautiful inside and out. And it was so encouraging, not only to see his translation, but to just knowing somebody who, I'm not gonna do it. Pastor Nando and Lilia have invested so much into Thane and I. And no matter how hard-headed and no matter how kolohe we are, they believe in us and they believe in the purpose and calling that God has for us. And so when I read that, everything that the devil was speaking to me just all washed away. And he said, you know what? I have called you for a purpose. I've called you for a reason. Now just do what I've called you to do. I went in, and we went into this room, and I started feeling kind of like this again. I'm like, no, Satan, get behind me. And I shared the message with these young girls. And that joy that I was talking about, that you cannot even imagine, it wasn't during the message. It wasn't before. It was after. When people come up to you, and they're crying, and they're telling you that the word that you spoke is exactly what they're going through, or they were about to commit suicide after this conference, or they wanted to go and leave the conference and do something with a boy for the first time, but because of the word that was delivered, they changed their mind. Not to act on their thoughts, but to act and reflect what God has put in their heart that evening. That is joy beyond. And that's why we do what we do, so he can be glorified and people can get saved. Thank you.